Okay, this is another scary story about the house on Pine Street. We used to go camping nearly every weekend during the summer, and sometimes my brother would come, but most times he'd like to stay home and hang out with his friends. So this was one of those times, and he had, I guess, been home all day Saturday, and then he came home Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, and he walked into the house, and right away he seemed to feel that, at least he told us later, that he sensed something was wrong. So he looked around and didn't see anything particularly. So I think he went into his room briefly and he came back out, and then he decided he'd walk into the kitchen. And when he walked into the kitchen, immediately he saw the countertop in the kitchen. It had like a little bread board insert where you'd pull it out, and this is where you'd chop your vegetables or make your sandwiches. And sitting on the breadboard was a loaf of bread. And this loaf of bread had a broom stuck through it, like it was jammed all the way through and out the other side. Now, it was Wonder Bread, but it wasn't in a plastic wrapper. It was in a paper wrapper, and the paper wrapper was shredded all around so that you could see the naked bread there. But yeah, this broom was stuck through it, and it just freaked my brother out. I mean, he was very, very terrified. And then immediately he realized something else was wrong. So he looked to the left, and there was the stove and 4 burners fully on, raging, like on high. And then he looked up, and the paint on the ceiling was blistering, and any minute now it just seemed like the whole kitchen would burn down. So he raced over there and turned all the burners off, and then looked back at the bread, and then he said he hit the door running and ran to his friend's house 2 blocks away and spent the night over there. So we didn't see him that morning. So we, packed up on our camping and we came home. And when we came home, we walked in the house and went into the kitchen to unpack. And there was the bread on the cutting board with the broom in it. And then my dad saw the ceiling all blistered, and he yelled out, "Corky!" Of course, Cork wasn't there. And then later when Cork came home, he explained what was happening. But that was our scary story.